All right, this video has been done literally 5,000 times on YouTube. And this will be potentially 5,001, unless it's been done more than that. But why did I leave Keller Williams and end up at eXp? And am I going anywhere? I'm not going anywhere. But let's talk about all the reasons why I left and why I am here. Steve Malone, real estate agent. I lead the Malone Realty Group, which is a team out here in the North Georgia area. So I was with Keller Williams for 4 years-ish, just a hair under 4 years. Came over in July of this year, 2021. And so why did I make the move? Am I happy with the move? Things like that. So let's start out by saying first, my 4 years at Keller Williams were awesome. I learned a lot. I was with a very strong team for most of those years. Went solo for the last year. Took a lot of what I learned from the team and then applied them to my own business. Had a very strong year. Something in the neighborhood of like 34 homes in that time span. And then it just became time to potentially make the jump. So why would I make the jump? What was the reason why? Well, if you're a realtor, you know that the landscape is changing. Things are changing. Everything's going to tech. You need new toys. You need different ways to keep up with people. You need different ways to leverage your team, all kinds of things. So things are changing. They're always changing. So at the end of the day, who do you want to be with that's going to help you take advantage of all those changes? To me, again, for those 4 years, Keller Williams did a phenomenal job, and I have no beef with anything that we did there. I have no beef with anything that Keller Williams does. Gary Keller, there you go. I have no beef with anything that he does. He's a complete genius. Learned a boatload from him, from all the leaders there at Keller Williams. But at the end of the day, there comes a time where is it time to potentially go to that next step? Is it time to jump to the next rocket ship? And so I started asking questions and started looking about, what is it about eXp? Now, I'm a C personality at heart when the crap hits the fan. I'm an IS normally, but when the crap hits the fan, I turn it into a C. I pull out the spreadsheets, I lay it all out, and I start looking at stuff. So I started looking at things. I started looking at eXp versus Keller Williams. All right, so the first thing is who had the better technology? When you look at what eXp has, they have the access to KV Core. They have the access to SkySlope. They have the access to Virabella. They have the access to all of the other toys that you have. And when you add all of that up versus what Keller Williams provided, eXp solutions are just, to me, light years ahead of where Keller Williams was. And I hated to say that. I really wanted those solutions to be better, but really when you laid it all out on paper, it wasn't close to me. I thought eXp just had better solutions. Because at the end of the day, I don't need to help stuff to work. I need stuff to work. And I don't need to be kind of yelled at and called out because you're not in culture. If you question whether or not something works, I just need stuff to work. Okay, so that's kind of the old way of thinking, the new way of thinking. Okay, and that's all I want to say about that. So to me, technology, I think eXp wins big. From the cap perspective, the cap at KW versus eXp, it's pretty close. So I'm going to say it's a push for now, but we'll get back to it. But for now, it's simply a push. When you talk about profit share versus revenue share, that's a different story. Profit share at Keller Williams, revenue share at eXp. So Keller Williams, you get the profit share, which means after all the bills are paid and everything's done, you get a share of the profit. If you have somebody under you and the recruit actually sells something, then you get part of the profit or percentage-wise or whatever. eXp, you get revenue share. Revenue's at the top, profits at the bottom. And you can ask anybody at Keller Williams who saw the profits dwindle during the COVID months, is it important whether you should get profit share or revenue share? That's all I'm going to say about that. The other thing was there is no clarity on how much you get paid off of each deal because with the profit share and the people under you, it's hard to tell what the percentage is. Like if somebody sold a $300,000 house and got 3% commission, one of your recruits, that's $9,000. How much of that do you get? At KW, you don't know because you don't know what the profit's going to be, and nobody really tells you what the equation is. At eXp, you know exactly what you're going to get because there's an equation. I think it's 3.5% of whatever that is. So do the math. I can't. I'm old and I don't have a calculator in my head. So, but you know exactly what you're going to get. No matter what the market looks like, no matter what's going on in the world, if your person did something, you know what you're going to get. So that part of it too, it was straightforward and it was just a better program. So revenue share versus profit share, eXp wins big. eXp has stock options. Okay, eXp, the first deal that you get, they give you an award in stocks. So I had my first deal a couple of weeks ago. I'm getting ready to get my first award in stocks at the end of this month. When I cap, I'm going to get an award in stocks. When my first recruit, who's already in here, who has something under contract, once that deal closes, I will get a reward in stocks. If I hit certain production goals and become an icon agent, you get the potential to earn back $16,000 in stock. $16,000 in stock. The cap is $16,000. You can earn all of that cap back in stock if you hit certain production thresholds, which at the end of the day is something in the neighborhood of 27 to 30 deals, which is crazy. Keller Williams, they're still trying to decide whether or not they want to go public. They're a privately held company, which is great. That's how Gary wants to run his company. It's how he's wanted to run his company. But they're talking about potentially going public. The rumors have been swirling for a year. They'll swirl for a couple more years. We'll see what happens. So at the end of the day, the stocks, it's a big deal because not only do you get those wins along the way, but you also get the opportunity to buy the stock at a discounted rate at each closing that you get as well. Okay, so those are the big deals. Now, when you talk about growth and you talk about wanting to build something just gigantic, Keller Williams, you can build something super gigantic. eXp, you can build something super gigantic. If you're looking at some of the smaller mom and pop type brokerage houses, that's not where, you're not going to build something super gigantic there. Not like an eXp or Keller Williams. So that's kind of a push for both of those. But here's the thing that I really didn't think about when I came in, but now is one of the most important things and the reason why I'm not going anywhere. Who you pick as your sponsor makes all the difference in the world because they're going to be kind of your lifeline. They're going to be kind of the person that you work with. They're your sponsor. They give you, all the help that you need going forward. I'm under Stacy Wyatt. We have a group called the Blueprint X. We're in North Georgia, and we're really growing. I mean, huge. We have some unbelievable superstars in there, and we have learned so much stuff through the training that we do there, which is completely free. It's all part of just being in the network. That doesn't mean I'm on his team or I owe him money or anything like that. It's my business. It's my team. I do what I want to do. But my sponsor, who obviously has a financial vested interest in me doing well, pours into me like crazy. Like if I picked up the phone any time of the day and called him, 9 times out of 10 he's going to pick up. That other time he's going to call me back in 30 minutes. It's unbelievable, and I hear stories like that from eXp people everywhere that their sponsors and the people above them, they all look out for each other like that. It's a camaraderie, and it's kind of the way that is. It's something that it should be that way at Keller Williams, and it's not. It's not the same culture, and I don't know why. I don't know why it didn't become that, because it's just so natural. Because everybody eXp, if eXp does well and everybody has stock, the stocks go up. So everybody has a vested interest in eXp rocking and rolling and becoming like super gigantic huge. All right, so I'm under Stacy White. He is under, the person that brought him in was Kyle Whissel. I don't know if you know who Kyle Whissel is. Go YouTube Kyle Whissel. He's like blowing up San Diego right now, okay? Kyle Whissel is a machine. He's 2 people above me. The person above Kyle Whissel is Dan Beer. Dan Beer, whatever Kyle Whissel hasn't blown up in San Diego, Dan Beer is blowing up the other half of San Diego. The 2 of them are complete monsters. And the training that they do is bananas good. So, I mean, just the training I get from the Blueprint X and from Stacy Wyatt's group, and the training I get from Dan Beer and Kyle Whissel is phenomenal. I'll tell you, we were on a call the other day, and there's a gentleman he said his team is going to do 825 units in Detroit this year. And he was asking him questions about something. And this guy's doing 825 units. I couldn't dream of doing 825 units in like 5 years. That's bananas crazy. But 825 units, and Dan Beer says, but you know what you could do a little bit better? You could do this, blah 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 blah. And the guy's like, yeah, absolutely. And it's like, you're in a group where a guy is doing 825 units, and again, he wasn't being a jerk about it, but what he was saying was, dude, if you tweak this, you could clear 1,200, 1,300 like this. I mean, where are you going to get that kind of training? And it's free because you're a part of the fast forward movement. That's Dan Beer and Kyle Whistle's thing. Where are you going to get that kind of training where they can go to 825 unit producer and say, hey, if you click this, you could get to 1,200, 1,300. He's like, yeah, what do I do? And like everybody else is just writing everything down. I mean, every word that comes out of their mouth, they're writing down. It's like, it's crazy. So that kind of training, that's the super glue that's keeping me in my seat right now, not going anywhere. So that's my introduction to why did I leave Keller Williams and coming into eXp, and I'll probably put more videos in. I'm not a big fan of like recruiting this way because I think a lot of those videos are recruiting wise and say, hey, call me, and then ring the bell and subscribe and do all that stuff. So that way, you can be in my. I'm not going to do all that. We want you in eXp, especially if you're killing it. However you get there is however you get there, and you want to ask questions and want honest answers. Let me know, 470-233-4409. But I have loved my time with eXp, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this rocket ship goes because we're going up. It's going to be huge. Again, this is Steve, Malone Realty Group, eXp. We'll talk to you. Bye.